very good day, good morning, afternoon, and also good evening to the world.
But there's one thing I know for
My
certain.
name's Tom,
If I give up,
and I'm from Malaysia.
never happen. If I give
Welcome to the Pulse Radio.
up, never know how far I could have gone. If I give up, I will
And for
never,
those who are listening to this pre-recorded podcast,
I will never give up.
on behalf of the protocol of the prediction infrastructures,
Give up.
I never give up. When I've come so close, I can feel it all around. It's got me engulfed. Winners never quit. Quitters never win.
I wish you have a very wonderful good days ahead.
Never give up. Keep going and keep growing. I need no one. Just keep showing up.
And before we start our talk shows for today, I would like you to present the songs we specially presented to you from
Things about me that I'm cold, that I'm scared, that I'm weak.
Rocky. You are right, yeah?
I'm done. I'll be the one to streak.
A very nice motivation. Music track for those who are now fighting,
Full speed to the
no matter in the real life,
There's not one
in your
step
business,
forward.
in your school,
I just get strong.
in your relationship.
Build legacy because I'm
Whenever you listen to this track,
one in my family.
don't worry. I will be with you. Mad Parts be with you from Star Wars.
Heading west until my default is better than the best. No restraints, finally cutting it loose. I found purpose, gotta see it through. I never give up. When I've come so close, I can feel it all around. It's got me engulfed. Winners never quit, quitters never win. Fall 7 times, stand up again. I never give up. Keep going and keep growing.
Yeah, that's right. Keep going, keep going, keep rocking. Just like on the stage of the war, whenever the ring bells rung, it's time to fight.
Unstoppable, the plot twist is I'm the only one who can pump the brakes. Screeching stops, progress lost, quitting free now with a long-term call.
Well, I do apologize if you're listening to this track in the midnight, but my spirit is always be with you. This is Tom from Pulse Radio.
Captions to write the ship as a sole captain. I go overboard and cut anchors and any other noise. I'm willing to go against the grain. Pain now and pain later. Don't feel the same until every ounce of energy is drained.
And our podcast will be started in the times of 2 minutes.
The mission is to gain a new skill that scales up the greatest tower.
If you're not ready, kindly fasten your seatbelt. Your Captain Tom is going to bring you to fly to the moon.
Conviction is the human will that reaches its greatest power. I never give up. When I've come so close, I can feel it all around. It's got me engulfed. Winners never quit. Quitters never win. Fall 7 times, stand up again. I never give up. Keep going and keep growing. I'll need no one. Just keep showing up. When I sit back and add it all up, enough is not enough. I'll never give up. When I've come so close, I can feel it all around. It's got me engulfed. Winners never quit. Quitters never win. Fall 7 times, stand up again. I never give up. Keep going and keep growing. I need no one. Just keep showing up. When I sit back and add it all up, enough is not enough. I'll never give up.
Yeah, that's right. Sit back and get ready. We have another 1 minute countdown. Oops, something wrong. Just forget about it. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, and also for the peoples right here around the world, once again, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Tom, and now I'm doing this podcast recording for the protocol of the prediction infrastructure, which known as the POX. Okay, so if you heard about the parks or you haven't know about the parks, so in this today's so-called podcast, I would like to give you a brief introductions about the in-depth mechanism analysis on this project business model. Okay, so in short form. Alright, if I would like to give a definition to the business structure of the parks protocol, I would like to say it is a combination, alright? A combination of the DeFi plus the prediction market, Okay, so DeFi right here is actually you can recognize as a decentralized finance plus the segments of the prediction market. It is the whole module. I can say that this is a very structured module that integrates the treasury-based DeFi mechanics with a prediction market growth framework. Okay, that is the headline. Well, whenever for me to comments on my talk show. Okay, so for those who are having is listening to this podcast via your phone, you can actually just kindly change the positions of your phone from the vertical positions to the horizontal. Okay, because that you can see that I actually have been sharing a screen on the phone right now that it was easier for you to look into the details and also the mind map about the content for this episode. Okay, so the core mechanism analysis, I would define the POX protocol as a DeFi plus the prediction market. So let me just really talk about the big pictures. Okay, if you heard about the prediction market and you were aware about this business, I would like to talk. Maybe you only learn about Polymarket. Okay, because Polymarket is really like one out of so much prediction market applications or marketplace that able to stand out in the world. Okay, which everyone from America to Europe to Africa, even to Antarctica, they also recognize the Polymarket as one and only the most successful and the unique prediction market pioneer. But is it the truth? Not really. Okay, so if you refer back to the history, you can actually the concept of the prediction market. It was brought out by a protocol named Algor Protocol. It was spelled as AUGUR. You can try to Google it if you want. Okay, so Algor Protocol was actually written on the year of 2015, but that is really like 10 years ago. Okay, so by that time, people actually not so aware about the idea of Web3 or blockchain. So when along the journey, people thought that it was just a scam or even something which is not solid because it cannot be visualized. That's why along the journey of 10 years time, and Algor Protocol are still getting some of the attentions from the investors, even from the capital markets. But however, it doesn't make a very big resonance to the industry because it was not considered a successful project, but it's a benchmark. It was a genesis. The genesis to tell the next generations, to tell the next generations of the projects about that this is the pathway that we can actually focus in. So, by the year of 2023, due to the elections of the American elections where Donald Trump won out from this United as a second, the second time to won out in that particular elections, Polymarket and Kalshi both together get really famous since there. That was the debut of the Polymarket. Okay, so right here you can actually look into the diagram, the pictures that I'm sharing on the screen right now, whereby at the year of 2024, the market cap of the prediction market is around 9 billion, which I consider it as a very big and very amazing volume by that time. However, when I'm moving to the 2025, it is ascending to 63.5 billions, according to the numbers, the digits that been provided from the very trustable third-party resources. Okay, so in these conditions, we can actually have the visions and also expect that by this year, the year of 2026, the market cap of the prediction market were going to have a very impactful snowball effect where it is very highly possible to reach $1 trillion market track. Why? Because that is about the FIFA World Cup. Okay, so the FIFA World Cup will be going to commence by the 12th of June, and the first team to join is going to be I forget who they are. Okay, just from South Africa versus maybe some country. Okay, it'll be 12th of June, and during that particular month, I believe that the predictions market is going to be very, very viral, very hard. Everyone will be talking about the matches, the results, and who is the referee, who is the captains, and blah, 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 blah. And that will make the bet. The prediction, I'm sorry for the term, the predictions to be hiked up into a fantastic result, expected result, okay? So this is the channel which I think if you are really concerned about the global affairs, okay, this is the sector, the segment that maybe you should be focusing in, okay? So maybe someone will say, hey, is this just a temporary things, a viral ideas, just a topic, and after the World Cup there will be nothing else again? Nope. Okay? Because prediction market is always existed here, just like what you in your imaginations. Whereby you talk about World Cup, you talk about Olympic, you talk about the election of America, even talk about the Liga Liga Merdeka, I think it's the Malaysia Football League, or whatever, okay, even English Football League as well, even the South American Football League as well, even China Football League results, or even badminton results, whatever things that's involving about the competitions between two opposition party, people will always like to gossip. Yeah, they would like to predict the results, say who is going to be winner of the game. So that is basically the theory or game theory. Okay, this game theory is being assisted in our books. If you are in college, it's a very, very traditional theory that is widely being discussed and also being implied in academic. Okay, so game theory is always appear among or along the journey of human evolution history, according to Darwin. Okay, so that's the part that will be generate, which I say that a lot of things will be happening in this. So it's a right one. Okay, it's cool. It's cool. It's really cool. Okay, so when it combined with the mechanism of DeFi, okay, that will bring the whole things become very, very attractive because the DeFi itself, this mechanism, I can say this concept is really, is not only because some of them will think about that, hey, it's a very negative, we talk about DeFi because nothing's going to be succeed, but however, it really happens. Okay, because a DeFi is talk about the decentralized finance, which is based on a smart contract. If you refer back to the history, refer back to the projects that be ongoing, starting from the year of before COVID to after COVID, which I say that, which is the baby boom era of the smart contract. You can see that actually there's a lot of successful case that have been happened. So we don't talk about how it's failed, which is really a negative, but let's talk about how it been successful. Okay, so such as if you heard about the Olympus doll, okay, which is really famous, and for Asian market, there is a project named as Origin, which using the token from LGNS, had been inherited, also optimized and borrowed the formula of how the Olympus doll built out the business model and implied it to the Asian market, and it really works. And the truth is, even until today, or for most of the investors have been discussed that, hey, this Olympus DAO is some concept, it doesn't work out. But however, okay, Origins is still there. Okay, even the ARK, which is the opponent of the of this so-called origin is still here, man. Okay, everyone. I mean, in my social networks, there's someone still sharing about the profits that they earn from ARK. So no doubt. Okay, what I'm going to present here is to tell you that decentralized finance, or called as the DeFi, was never been taught and signed or been proven with theory because lack of case studies or lack of field studies. Whenever projects or any program or business model before it become a theory or module, we need a lot of clinical research. Okay, for the module and the business model of the Olympus DAO, it's only been proven that it's a logical concept, but it's ongoing because generations of the mathematics people from academic school or the business institutions are trying to make it be a very sustainable kind of a concept of a business program because it had been proven with the testimonial be saying that this is going to be worked out. Okay? So everything is ongoing. It's nothing time science right here. Okay? So right here, so at the top, I would like to say we also inherit the idea of the Olympus DAO. Okay? So definitely because that is the hot cake of the investors markets right now and also the trend. And there's a lot of successful cases. And it had been proven that this business model itself is able to be sustained if we practice it and improving it and optimize it from the previous lesson. Okay, so here, as from POX, the protocol of the prediction infrastructure, we actually have been doing some changes from the original business model of the Olympus DAO. Okay, so because for the original one, the authentic one, it only have one, which I can call it single treasury system. Okay, but from part, because our internal technical team learns from the lessons that have been shared by our inner community, we actually imply and also improved it, the whole business model from single treasury into double treasury system. Okay, this sounds really cool because at POX protocol right here, our DeFi system owns the dual engines booster. It's booster, but it's a dual treasury system. It's a dual engine system. Okay, so I can say that the whole structures of a POX protocol it is divided into two primary components, which are named as the POX money and the POX market. Okay, so you can take a look on your screen right now, which you can see that there's a beautiful diagram. Okay, so on the left one is POX money, and on the right one is the POX coin. And for POX money, it will generate a value out, which is named as the IBS coin. Okay, so this is the fantastic part. So POX protocol was being appointed and endorsed by the poly market as the sole distribution agents to promote the concept of the prediction market in Asia. It was being recognized and also the real authentication and endorsement had been gone before we started the project. So we are really original right here at this summit, which is where really the official appointed the agent by the poly market. So means what? Means that for all the investors or the capital market or the private investor who joined in the POX protocol before others, you can actually also been connected to play the game in poly market once our prediction market was open. Okay, we have a technical API or even the bridge key to connect our prediction market together with Polymarket. Okay, because we are the key holder. All right, Polymarket itself has been officially appointed as the key holder, one and only key holder that can use the logo of Polymarket for advertise and to promote the prediction market business in Asia. Fantastic. Okay, so with that kind of endorsement, we are able to get a very big attention from the capital market now. You can imagine that people will be talking about this guy. Hey, who is this guy, man? Who are this team from? Okay, we actually inherit from a very long history whereby our enterprise have been already been recognized and well known as one of the historical and legendary investment platform or conglomerate company among Southeast Asia. Okay, that is where we're from. Our DNA, yeah, our brand DNA. Okay, so let's do not talk about that. So let's come back to the POX again, the POX protocol. Okay, so take a look right here. There's two components. So the left section is actually the treasury-driven cycle. Okay, so where the users, the participation means that the hot money who come in were able to generate the transaction fees. So the concept is like this. As a pot money, for investors or the capital markets who bring in their deposit via the USDT through by the bonds or the staking, okay, whenever they do these activities, they were getting their daily yield, okay, their daily ROI in the form of IBS coin, okay, in the form of the IBS coin, okay, and they're allowed to withdraw and cash out those coins, accept the deposit, and sell it back in our internet system. All right. So whenever they sell, whenever the users cash out from our POS money, the first engine, okay, the transaction fee will be charged upon the withdrawal because nothing is free here. Okay, you can just recognize this kind of activity as a gas fee, wherewith they will be charged for 30% of their total of withdrawal, or in return they can get their money back instantly on the day itself, or they will be allowed to be charged as only to pay for only 10% of the total withdrawal, but only they can get back the money in the time span of 30 days. So it means that they can earn more and save more by reducing the gas fee down to the bottom line, which is only 10% of total withdrawal, but the incentive will only be flow back or return to them progressively according to the schedule in the lifespan of 30 days. So it's very straightforward. Okay, it's very easy. Okay, so for all this money that we have been collected, the so-called gas fee have been collected from the first markup, the first section, the first component. Okay, our company actually doesn't use it or spend it for our management team or etc. Okay, for the total amount of this so-called admin fee of the gas fee that have been collected, no matter it's 30% or the 10%, the management team we're going to use this amount of money to buy the Bitcoin, the BTC, from the top exchange such as Binance or HTC in the market, from the mainstream crypto market. All right. So whenever the Bitcoin has been bought back, it will be funded and being kept in the second component, which is parallel with the POX money in your diagram. It was called as the POX market. Okay? And this is the part which I can say that really amazed me, because it served as a treasury system, or they call it a core building treasury pot, which kept the money and increased the value and prepare ourselves for any kind of an unexpected situation. So it's really cool. Okay? So it means that, so you can see that the dual engine mechanism was actually talk about our concept, which is cited from the very ancient Chinese book. You can see that. You know about yin yang, learn about Tai Chi. Right? We talk about one black, one white, one female, one male, one active, one passive. Tai Chi, I Ching. Am I right? So that is basically the concept, to create a balanced ecosystem within the POX protocol. Okay? So so that's the whole thing. So POX money is actually about, you can imagine that is an extrovert. It's an extrovert. It would like to create awareness, to make the things become very viral, and to attract attention from the market, so that people will be aware about the POX protocol. Okay? But this money coming in from the capital markets or whatever is sometimes will be quite fast. Alright? So it's very swiftly fast. And it will be not so healthy if there are not enough of a stabilizer, or the management team will not have enough of experience to handle this money. Okay? And thanks God, man, our team was really, our teams were really experienced, because we are assisted, which we have formed it in this industry at least 20 years before anything happens. So there's a lot of sweet and sour, because life is not a bed of roses. But today, we are gathered and we are ready to present you another historical and also the legendary project, which is the POX protocol. Okay? So whenever you bring the people come in and also get attentions, and we need a key stabilizer to retain the index, because this is really important. Okay, so we look into the whole pictures. All right, so you will find that there are some technical terms that we need to know about. Okay, so first things is about AEM. There are 4 technical terms, right? Actually, there are quite a lot of technical terms in this diagram. So let's talk about the first one, because it's a really big word. It's AEM. So AEM refers to the adaptive emission mechanism. So it sounds very complicated, but it's quite simple. It's a half. Okay, it will serve as a half rate as a dynamic supply valve rather than a fixed inflation schedule. So the adaptive emissions mechanism will be activated and have been 24 hours looking at the emissions of the funds into our pool. So the valve will open and close itself. Whenever there is a big money or the hot money come in, it will reduce the amount of the registration. Okay? and also increase the amount of withdrawal. Or in a reverse way, he also will open the valve whenever the activity from from the internal side is getting slower, in order to boost out the whole ecosystem. So that is a big capital work here. It's called as the AEM, serve as a dynamic supply valve, which which you will not experience the existence of this mechanism, but it was there guarding the whole thing. Okay. All right. So next we talk about the idea of RBS. Okay. RBS is called as a reactive burn system. Okay. So for the reactive burn system, it was quite ideologic. Okay. So how it works? So right here, because when the management team of the POS protocol, when we start this project, we actually input a total amount of $5 million into our pool. So that's what start out. So that's why within the durations of 90 days, the price of the IBS can be rise up starting from $1.13 until today, which is around $35. I mean, during the hiking time, the inclining period, all right, the price of the coins is actually rising up from 1.13 to $30 within few days. Okay, so but whenever it slow down, it means that the market attentions and awareness is getting lost focus. We can still maintain our price at the index of $30. Everything is just fine. It means that nothing happens. Nobody come in, but there's also nobody go out as well. No, less people exit as well. Okay, so when this happens, but lately, I can say that because we are going to our CEO is now reside in travel to Dubai, because we just because we have just having events online that we are officially demolish our key holder. Okay, the terrorists. So it actually brought up and also spiced out the market attention again back to the POS protocol. Okay, so within 10 days, the price of the POS protocol had been raised up from $30 to $35. Jesus Christ. So today is about 8th of May. Now it's about 7th May. Okay? And actually, a lot of capital money is coming in rapidly at this moment due to the closure of the deadline of our POS bond. But I'll talk about it later on. So let's talk about this first, all right? So right here, RBS will serve as the as a guardian, or also as a valve, because whenever the money flow in or the withdrawal, because here you can see that this is AM, alright? You serve a valve not coming out, but sometimes cannot be controlled, cannot be manipulated whenever these the things happen too fast. So RBS serve as the first protections to assist the AM. Okay, so whenever the monies when the people want to running out from our system, which I will say that a lot of big withdrawal is happening. Okay, the RBS we're going to send a signal to the Treasury Association of the POS money. Okay, so the Treasury NCL activations right here, you can just imagine that it is the associations of a bunch of treasurers of the organization. They control the money and also they keep the money. Okay, so RBS right here, where a lot of money come in, RBS will send a signal to the treasury whether or not to keep the money inside the Parks money account rather than put it back to the market. Because too much of the fund flowing in very short term were going to have a very negative impact to the market, because it will create the panicking. Because for traditional investors, unlike now the modern one, because for the modern generations, they like fast money, they like big money. Okay, they want the coins to be rising up the price from $1 to $100 within 30 days. Okay, it is going to happen if it's viral. But in finance management, for those who are mature and really serve in this industry for a long time, we are not looking for something which is really like a chance of a jackpot. Although we're doing the prediction market here, but we actually very mature in our business canvas. Okay, so right here you can say that whenever the lot of money come in, everyone's happy, the price is going up. It means that a lot of others investors will withdraw the money as well. So whenever it happens, RBS will send a signal to the treasury MCL activations of Parks money, whether or not to give to put the money back to the index or keep it inside the treasury and slowly releasing it according to the responsiveness of the activity in the market. Okay, so RBS serve as the first protection to assist the AM. Okay, so the next one is YRF. So this is the part when the price of the coin goes up, RBS sends signal to the MCL. But when there is a lot of withdrawal, too much of a withdrawal, and the price of the coins have been declined rapidly, which is unexpectedly, YRF, on behalf of the assistance of the RBS, will be in charge for this part. Okay, so it means that whenever there's a lot of withdrawal happens, which I can say that the big capital users would like to shift out from the paradigm of the Parks money, YRF is the one will be the last defensive the last defensive wall to make the judgment and to decline the withdrawal. It doesn't mean that we don't allow you to withdraw. This is a very bad concept here, okay? So YRF is actually going to send a signal to the MCL to ask for SOS, to ask for help, okay? Because the Treasury MCL right here for the Parks money is keeping a lot of the monies from the market and serve as also one of the stabilizer with cash money on hand in order to keep the value of IBS token at its initial releasing rate. Okay, it means what? Because when what I have been discussed before, what happens right here? Because we start up at 1.13. Okay, so treasury system, which I can call it as the MCO, is keeping all the fund along the journey. Okay, because right now we have about $60 million in our treasury system, and he's keeping it as the last step to prevent the value of the coin, the IBS token, be deducted or declined back to $1. So it will not going to lower than the value of $1 because the first treasury MCL system right here will take part in this protection work. The guardian. But they need the help as well. So YRF is the last defensive wall that to send the signal to MCL whenever there are some unusual activities happened inside the post money. All right. So all the so-called members or senators from the NCBL, they got the right to vote whether to rescue, to release, or not release. Okay? There is a member of communities or the councils inside the MCL because everyone is equal. So they have the right to vote whether to approve or not approve. So back to the prediction concept as well. Very cool. So this is all about the first component about the post money. All right. So moving forward, you can see there's a term called as a PBM. And PBM, I was actually have been discussed to all of you that just now in brief. The PBM is actually with the full terms as a participation-based maturity. Okay? The full terms. PBM, participation-based maturity. It means what? It means actually the dividends are the gas fee or the admin fee or what you call, whatever you call. Okay? Because definitely people who join their IBS segments, this component, the first component, join the post money, they want to cash out to get money. Money grows money, we call it what? Money game. You're right. Okay, so whenever people get a withdrawal, okay, they have the options to choose to cash out instantly by paying out the 30% of their total withdrawal, which means that if they want to withdraw, let's say a 1,000 IVS, and when they choose the first options, which they are willing to contribute 30%, so they can get the IBS back instantly on the day itself, but only 70% of the total withdrawal. Okay, but they choose it. They choose that. And for those who have more patience, and for those I can say who is more profit-oriented, or more stingy, or which are willing to wait, I'm sorry about that. So they can choose the second option, which is the minimum charges, which is 10%. Okay? So for those who are not willing to spend more on the admin fee, our minimum charges is 10% of your total withdrawal. But you need to wait about 30 days for getting back your cash out money of the cash out of the IBS, because the system will going to release to you in progressive way according to the order via our schedule. All right? It makes sense. That is what we call it as we use the time to buy the capacity and the loyalty of our users. It makes sense. It's back to Tai Chi again. Okay? So make sure, okay? So for this part, for PBM, is actually another valve which we call it as the participation-based maturity that will help to bring our whole ecosystem for the first component into the mature state. 30% and 10% withdrawal. Okay? So whenever you get a withdrawal, for post protocol right here, which we are a little bit unlike or different with other protocols project that you are now have been you can now be observed at today's marketplace. which you call it maybe an MLM or whatever, or networking business, which is that for protocol right here, we actually not going to use those so-called gas fee or admin fee for our own purpose. You got me? Means that it was not delivered through any black hole, or it was not being chartered as operation fee for our management or whatever. But this 10% and 30% from the PBM mechanism that we charge upon your withdrawal, our stakeholders or our financial instructors are going to use it to buy or purchase the Bitcoin or the BTC from the mainstream crypto market. Yeah, we are buying and putting back the money to purchase the real Bitcoin from the crypto exchange. And after that, this digital asset will be directly delivered and also being kept into our second component, which is the POX market CBT. So what is CBT? CBT is known as core building treasury. Because for the first treasury system from POX money is from you yourself. It's from from the initial team, the Genesis team. But the second one is from the contributions for our followers, for our real users, because it's all getting from the withdrawal. So I call the second component, the POX market, who generate the POX token, the treasury is called as a CBT, core building treasury. All right. So no matter you choose to withdraw 10% or 30%, no matter which options, you will actually contribute to the maturity of the whole ecosystem, the POX protocol ecosystem. So whenever the price slowly hiking up, or if there is low withdrawal, it will help our POX market to the liquidity pool to be getting stronger and harder. Okay, so that is the basically fantastic way. All right, so right here before I move, so when the POX market is going to generate a POX token out from the within the durations of 500 days. Okay, so the POX token or the POX coin that have been generated out from the contribution of from the PBM, it was not going to be sold because according to the smart contract, which is written and coded in our protocol, that is to prevent the deflation of the index of the pricing of the POX coin. So it's coded there. Okay? Nobody can buy or owns the POX token within this 2.5 years. No, I'm sorry, within this 18 months. Okay? So what's going to be happening right here? Because we can imagine that because when the POX protocol project just started, definitely a lot of money will come in. And here is quite empty. The liquidity pool for the second component will not be that strong enough because it's very low. Because nobody's going to do withdrawal. But when along the journey, when the time moves on, when people withdraw in and out, or be stabilized and become no up and down, you can find out that the second pool will be getting bigger and bigger. It also symbolizes a very not really a healthy circulation. If it was not controlled or regulated in the proper way. So there's a fantastic part of the POS protocol right here. Because POS token, although we are coded that are not available for sale in the secondary market. Okay, so it means that nobody can sell or own it, but it can be used to play the game in our POS prediction market whenever it is opened in the Q3 of this year, Q2 or Q3, upon the announcement, upon the notification and announcement from the company. Okay, so it will be served as something like a betting coin. Yeah, just be straightforward. That the owner of this POS token can be involved in the POS prediction market and join the game to be the player or the banker via Polymarket. So that is the key functions. Okay, we got two engines, double pool, but we have a triangle circulations right here. Okay, the money we kept at the POS markets will be going out to our our users for them to serve as the PEEP. I forget what it's called, but as a chips. Yes, as a chips. Yeah, as a chips that to be involved in the prediction market. So winner loser, chicken dinner. Okay, if there's a game, definitely there is a winner and loser. So winner that's all, and losers maybe can wait for second round. Okay, but whenever time moves on along the journey, okay, there will be a turnover inside our POS prediction market. So definitely there will be some portions of the profit will be kept in the periodical time. So that part of money will be input back to the IBS again in order to inspire and also to stimulate the activity of the IBS. Maybe we're going to launch our next round of the marketing campaign, or maybe we're going to have some events and conferences. Maybe we're going to hire some influencers to join us, and blah blah blah, whatever. Just in order to make sure the whole thing is controlled in the perfect goal triangle. That is a circulation. Okay? Fantastic. So, right after this, I would like to talk about how you can join, how to participate in this POS protocol. Okay, so first thing here, I start with the IBS back again, the first component here. Okay? So for the POS money from the IBS, right before the 8th of May, okay, you are advised, or I will give my personal opinions that you can kindly take a look on our bond marketplace. So, because it's right now still open, the others is still not ready yet. Okay, the staking segment is still under construction, but right now our bond marketplace is about to close. It's about to close. All right. So for the bond part, you can choose to join us by buying the bond, by putting in the money, but signing up or subscribe to our flexible term. Okay? So, for the flexible term, you will be getting your daily yield or the ROI with the profit margin of 0.20% to 0.60% daily. Okay? So it is a flexible terms means that you are allowed to withdraw your capital at any time that you want without breaching the contract. So we call it as the flexible term. Okay? Or if you have faith, or if you're looking for higher profit, then maybe you can look into our first investment product, which is periodically we send it at a 90 days cycle. Okay, for this 90-day subscription time. So if you subscribe for our first product right here, which is 90 days, okay, you will be getting yourself a profit of with a range of 0.23% to 0.80% along the journey. Okay, so the range is assisted because your profit was determined via the algorithms of our protocol, and the protocol are giving out the IBS coin based on the responsiveness of the marketing activities from the capital market. It means if a lot of money come in, then you can get more. If less of more, if there's a lot of withdrawal, a lot of cash out, then definitely you will get lesser. That is theory. That's logic. Okay, so if you choose for 180 days, okay, I will say thank you because you'll be getting yourself the so-called daily interest within the range of 0.24% to 0.90%. Bingo. All right. So looking at the maximized profit with 0.9%, because we are giving out this rate because you have a bigger faith or the loyal to a brand. So that's why you choose this one. Okay. So we're giving out more as the as a thankful appointment. I mean, like feedback, a very positive feedback. All right, upon your assistance, upon your trust. Okay, so if you choose to for our premium package right here, which is 360 days, that will be amazing. I think that's a wow. Okay, so when you choose to be invested in this 360 days, actually, I personally also want to recommend you to pick this product because in average you will be getting yourself a range of a daily yield from 0.25% to 1% daily. Okay, why I would like to recommend you to choose this one? Although you're going to lock your capital in one for around a year, but your return is going to be bombastic. Why? Okay, let me explain it in detail. So, the reasons that I personally recommended you to pick up this package to subscribe 26 days, which is our annual program, is because that we are having a promotion at this moment. For those who are actually involved or by the bone before the second week of May, before the third week of May, you will be getting yourself a 5% extra IBS coin because we are now having our marketing campaign while stock lasts. Okay, while stock lasts. So may I do a calculation right here whereby if you are putting up, let's say, the total amount of $10,000, okay, and by today, the price of the IBS coin is $55, you are actually getting a discount of 5%. That's why we add times 0.95% right here, and be getting yourself a 300 units of IBS coin. So that is what you have on your hand if you join in before we closed our promotion, the 5% extra coin. So it symbolizes what? So here is the relations, all right? So for 300 IBS coins that you have, its value will be inclined into $60,000 after the end of your contract. Why? Okay? Because there is a compulsive, I forget what it's called, the compulsive returns earnings or whatever. Okay? It happens within our ecosystem. So that is the end result that you will be expected end result you will be getting by the end of the contract if you pick the fourth one. Okay, if you subscribe to the cycle of 360 days. So deduct your initial deposit and your expected profit right here is actually 6 times, which is 6 times multiply. Or in short, because 6x. It actually is 6 multiply. Okay, 6 times. 6 times multiply of your initial capital. That's right. 6 times multiply of initial capital. Okay? It sounds really cool. But if you missed it this time, right after the 3rd week of May, our management is going to be likely to announce the open of the staking period, the staking segment. Okay? Because the bond will be closed, but the staking will be kicked off. So whenever we go to the staking segment right here, the calculations will be a little bit different. So what is the difference between the bond and the staking? Simple. For staking, because the purpose of the staking is going to build the long-term relationship between our POX organization with our investors. Therefore, we remove the flexible term, which means that inside the staking segment, they will not have any so-called flexi withdrawal that allows you to withdraw your capital whenever you want. No such thing. There are only 3 products that you can choose, which is 90 days, 180 days, or the 360 days. So let's do a calculation right here. Okay? So if you join or input your money into our staking pool of the POX money with $10,000, you're going to have to buy. You're going to buy and stake the price because whenever this opens, the price will be expected at the $35 as well. And due to there are no any promotion at the moment for the staking segment, you will be only getting yourself on hand with 285 quantity of the IBS coin. So for this amount of money, the value after a year, which parallel with the bond, it will be only $57,000. Okay, so deduct the initial capital, your profit margin will be 5.7 multiply of your deposit, your fund, your capital, that your initial capital. So that is a difference of 0.3% just within the time frame of 2nd week or the 3rd week of May. So if you are not aware about the differences right here, I would like to suggest you do not have any hesitation anymore. Okay? Because the times wait no man. It was written in the Bible. Okay? Whenever you are not ready, or you are still looking here and there and cannot make several decisions, but the time is clicking. Everyone will only looking for something that will benefit themselves. When you are still doing the comparison, others already prepared to cash out or enjoying the benefit of Prost Protocol. So why? Why you want to lose the chance to be same table with all the successful investor, but stay with those who fail? Why you wait? Times wait no man. Okay? So only the difference about the second week and the third week of May, you already will lose $3,000. So that in the first part. So that is the urgency right here that I personally encourage those who are listening to the podcast right here who still hesitate to consider about this part. Alright? Join the post-bond market before the second week of May. Cool. So right after that, I would like to back to the theory. So people who talk about the pot price growth drivers. So let's do a flashback, a recap about what I talked about the postcoin before this. Okay? For those who just joined into this podcast, if you did not go through what I had been explaining in the first part of this recording, I actually have been telling you about the major concepts about the post market, which is built from the core building treasury. Okay, so there's the thing. So along the journey, whenever the CBT is getting higher and higher, the investors or the capital markets will also be getting worried and be panicking, because it also means that the value of the postcoin does not being appreciated. But in fact, according to the context of the protocol, our post tokens will have a daily withdrawal, which means that within the liquidity pool of the post market of the postcoin, the mechanism will automatically withdraw out a 0.5% of the postcoin from the total of the liquidity pool with the duration of 500 days. It means what? So that is to prevent the pool is getting bigger and bigger, and also a deflation system in order to correct the value of the post token. All right. So 0.5% will be taking out from the liquidity of the post market every day with a time period of 500 days. Okay. So imagine that from this amount of the post coin that have been retrieved or withdrawn are taken out in this mechanism, 20% will be used as the rewarding tokens, a rewarding gift to appreciate our community leaders in the VIP tier system. And the balance, which is the 80% of this withdrawal, will be directly input to the black hole to burn it. Okay? So with this kind of paradigm, is actually will help to keep the circulations of the post market to be retained in a very healthy way. whenever there is a development, the contraction will be also needed so that the whole thing, the whole beaches will be growing healthily, sustainably in its own tempo. Okay? That is once again back to yin and yang again. Okay? Whenever positive happens, there will definitely have the blood back to block it to be grown so that it will not be evolved too quickly into something that which is out of control. Okay? So the parts price growth drivers is also very important and very crucial, because by the end of the durations of the period of 500 days, which is about like a 2 years time, about early of 2028, by that time, anyone who hold the POS token and never involved in prediction markets or whatever, they will be allowed to sell into the second market. And by that time, because the BTC Bitcoin is going to have the fifth halving period again, so definitely the value of the BTC will be climbing up again, breaking its value very history. Okay? And also according to the academic research and also the opinions from the community leaders, that the fifth round of the Bitcoin's halving period will be actually the last one for Bitcoin, because the amount of BTC is getting less and lesser. So for the last round, the value would definitely boom up to a very unexpected ceiling high of price rating, because that time, after that halving, everyone in this earth will not be able to mine out a BTC again, that in a very natural way. You get it? Because the amount is getting less and lesser. So BTC will only be available in the secondary market. So according to economic theory, it means that it will getting the value will getting higher and higher until its extinction. You got me? So I believe that I can do a forecast right here. I don't do prediction. I do a forecast right here. The value of the POS token after 2 years' time, whenever the whole POS protocol ecosystem is getting into the maturity, is getting matured and going into the maturity status, it will be the one of the top performance mainstream crypto in this private investment industry. And maybe we climb up, go to the top 4 in our crypto exchange. Who knows? Because we are tied up with Poly Market. Even Poly Market itself did not have its token released until today. Yes, you heard about Poly. The Poly token is going to be coming out maybe by this year. But it is just a rumors. Nothing is confirmed. But due to the collaborations and also official endorsement from the Poly Market, POX protocol is definitely will be following the succeed of the Poly Market, because we are relevant. We are the one key holder, and sole owner in Asia Pacific market. It sounds cool, right? Okay, so moving forward, we're going to talk about the VIP tier system. So if you're looking in a very so-called the MML way, all right, so bonus staking is all about passive income. And for our active income right here, you can actually look into our VIP tier system. So we are offering the ranking from VIP 1 to VIP 9, or you can actually name it as a V1 to V9. Okay? And our cumulatives right here, you will be rewarded with the POX token, which is really very valuable, and you can also use it as a chip to play the game in our prediction market, which is going to be open soon. Okay? So everyone start with VIP no, VIP 0. Everything is fair. Okay? You start at VIP 0 when you get nothing if you cannot achieve our ranking requirement. Okay? So for post protocol right here, we can say that we are binary system. Just make it clear. So there are strong leg and weak leg appear in our membership tree. Okay? So is this very normal that most of the investors or the team leaders you have a lot of legs, but since I have been acknowledged as a binary system, means that once we cut off one strong leg, the big leg, which is the best performance part, we are going to count the combinations of the weak leg as your performance of your total sales. Okay? So with that, upon that, for those who are able to achieve the requirement for the ranking of VIP 1, which we need a 10 sub-account as a total sales. If you achieve that status or the task, then you will be able to get yourself the reward and be labeled as VIP 1 in our CRM. Okay? In our rewarding program, the VIP tier system. Okay? So the daily dynamic earnings will be rewarded to you in IBS token, coin, which you can withdraw anytime and cash out anytime when you want. Okay? You will get a 5% of the daily dynamic earnings or the ROI of the ROI in the form of IBS coin. And at the same time, in parallel that, the POTS tokens will be distributed to you with amounts of the 10%. Okay? So your expected daily earnings will be about 50 cents. Okay? It's about 50 cents. So moving forward along the journey, for VIP 2, we are asking for a 100 sub-account. And upon you achieve this target, you will be getting yourself the ROI of the ROI, the daily earnings from your downline or the whole community, which is 10% of their daily yield. Okay? And the distribution will remain the same because it's equally same. It's coded in protocol. And your daily ROI of the ROI will be $5 to $10. Okay? So we jump to VIP 3, everything will be going up according to the right algorithms. But here you can take a look at the VIP 6 right here. Okay? So there is a big gap from VIP. Let me take a second. A big gap of the VIP 6 onwards. Okay? So you can see that at the VIP 6, the requirement to achieve it will be 10,000 sub-account, where we need about because $1 per account to 10,000 sub-account. So it means that when you achieve that, you can get yourself an ROI of 45% from the community, and your range of profit of daily year earnings will be about a range from $1,000 to $4,500. And the gap is getting bigger and bigger if you compare to VIP 5 and others from the bottom. The range is getting bigger at VIP 6 and it's been boosted up when it comes to VIP 7. So ladies and gentlemen, take a look right here. The requirement to become a VIP 7 is which you need a sub account of $50,000. And upon achieve that, you can get yourself a 60% of a daily yield from your downlines. And the range of profit will be from at least $7,500 to $13,000 every day. God bless everyone. That is a big amount. Imagine when you just wake up every day, every 24 hours, there's a flow of $7,500 going to your account. The only thing you need to do is plan your day in making a good arrangement about how to enjoy your life whenever you come to VIP 7. That is from the bottom of my heart. You don't have to worry about when you achieve this area, all right? So, moving forward to VIP 8, yeah, the range will be getting bigger and bigger. When the minimum that you can get per day will be $1,500, and also your daily expected earnings will be $75,000 at this part. And the most amazing part in our hierarchy of the VIP tier system will be VIP 9. The top of the top, the kings of the king. Or we call it Little Sun. Whenever any of our team members or the team leaders or the community leaders will be able to climb up to this point, the vantage or the apex, all right, of the whole ecosystem, you will be getting yourself at least $75,000 every day, or the maximum cap at $50,000. I'm sorry, $450,000 daily. So, how much is it big? I cannot give an instant calculation at this moment because this is a live pre-recorded broadcast. But I believe that that is the I can scale sky high. No. How to define it? It's a fly high figures that it never appear in normal people's life. Maybe for some big boss it was just digits, but for me it was my vision. You got me? Yeah. That is what I want to have, and I hope that you too. Alright? So, once again, that's the end of my talk shows for today. I want you to listen to these songs.
It might not happen tomorrow.
For those who failed in your life before, and you face a lot of temptation, a lot of depressions, and you almost want to jump down from the buildings.
I give up.
Hey,
I will never know how far
look
I
here.
have gone.
Protocols of the British infrastructure is here. It's right here waiting.
Give up.
I was just like you.
Never give up.
I was just like everyone.
I will never.
But I
I never give up.
Here we go.
When I've come so close, I can feel it all around. It's got me engulfed. Winners never quit. Quitters never win. Fall 7 times, stand up again. I never give up.
Alright, thank you everyone for listening to this podcast. My name is Tom, and thank you for listening. I will wish you have you again to have our live Zoom classes starting from
You can say a lot of things about me
today.
that I'm cold.
Bye, and see you next time.
But you can never say that I'm done. I'll be the one to streak. You can't beat the soul that won't give. Going full speed to the point that can't yield. It's not one step back, move onward. With every stride I take, I just get stronger and stronger to build legacy. Because I better be better than anyone in my family. I never give up. The next time I'll give it a rest is when I start a bonfire at the top of Mount Everest. Cross the Sahara barefoot, heading west. So my default is better than the best. No restraints, finally cutting it loose. I found purpose, gotta see it through. I never give up. When I've come so close, I can feel it all around. It's got me engulfed. Winners never quit, quitters never win. Fall 7 times, stand up again. I never give up. Keep going and keep growing. I need no one, just keep showing up. When I sit back and add it all up, enough is not enough, I'll never give up. Failure's not a mistake, it teaches lessons on how much more you can take. The reality is I'm not unstoppable. The plot twist is I'm the only one who can pump the brakes. Screech and stops, progress lost. Quitting free now with a long-term cost and taxes that I write off. With practice I fight off with passion, flip the word on his axis.